Hello, welcome to day 64 in this 108 day of initiation with me, Sara. For you guys who are new, who's just dropping in, I am doing a 108 day initiation series. I was tired of myself and wanted to expand my capacity, my nervous system, my ability to be seen and to express my voice and to really connect with the unscripted and authentic version of myself. So this is my journey, day 64. Today we're talking a little bit more about the fear of being seen. So I will add a couple of these small sequences on this topic because I think that it's a topic that people are interested in. So I'm going to share a little bit more, and it's such a big part of my own intention with this project. Okay, so welcome. As you are joining me, we can do a light check-in. We can just return to the body. We can return to the self. We can return to the breath. No matter what you are doing or how you are watching this, you can always be a little bit more aware in your body where you're coming from. So just step back with the energy and allow yourself to fall back into yourself. So output fatigue, when it comes to fear of being seen, I was dabbling with the title of calling it creativity fatigue, but that's not what it is. It's an output fatigue. And the output fatigue has an impact on the creativity. So, as you know, I decided to go live 108 days with the energetic setup that I have, the hermit and my energetic setup and my characteristics and my past. So I'm very much a hermit. I really needed to get out of that hermit state. So I decided to really put myself out there and commit. And I did that because I wanted to expand my capacity. So I knew that I was deliberately overriding my normal or natural capacity. So me and my husband have been working very deep with the nervous system for almost a decade. We've had a retreat center here for 7 years, and we've been very dedicated to our own journey and our own work. So we are very familiar with the nervous system work. So I can really feel how things are connecting in my body. And that's also a way that I'm using this format to share my experience. So it's very much a self-discovery, adventure, experimental project. So when I am I knew that I would experience output fatigue. That's very, very much expected. And that's what I've been sensing for the last couple of days. I've also mentioned that there's a lot going on behind the scenes. There's a lot of moving parts. So both Simba and I are moving a lot of energy. We are really making an effort to shift our reality. So we should be experiencing a level of fatigue on other levels as well. And I was aware of this when I decided to do 108 days. So I was very much aware of the state that I was going to put myself in. I knew that in the beginning that there would be a lot of inspiration, a lot of creativity, a lot of energy, and that would change as we go along. So the fact that there is an output fatigue is not strange. We will just have to see how long. And so that has nothing to do with. So okay, back off, back. I'm gonna back up a little bit. So it's very easy when these things happen that we blame ourselves, that, oh, I should be creative for 108 days. I should be having ideas. I should be doing things in certain ways. I should. That is an energy in itself. And as we've been talking about the mind, so the mind is really involved in this process and very good at, bringing in the shoulds and what I could do better and all of these things. And I'm not really buying that anymore. So, you know, as we drop that, it falls away. But it's very common that we start to critique ourselves. And when we stop doing that and allow the truth of the situation just to be whatever it is, there's no blame, shame, guilt towards anyone involved, especially myself. But that shifts the perspective and it shifts the experience in a very, very drastic way. Because if I look from a nervous system point of view and I'm here to build my own capacity, I'm here to grow as a human, and I know I'm fully aware that being like working with the capacity of the stress in the nervous system is how we are expanding as people, and on a consciousness level, on awareness level, on an emotional intelligence level, on a heart level, everything is connected. And the nervous system is one of the main key actors in this whole situation. So if I look at it from a nervous system perspective, then I don't bring that lens, because I know that I've been stretching my capacity. I know that I've been stretching my nervous system. I know that I've been sitting here with blackouts, and yeah, they come and go. I had one just now, and I was aware of it for a split second, and then it disappeared. So I'm noticing that my capacity is increasing. I notice that I feel more and more comfortable. But the thing that has been putting me off for the last couple of days is this output fatigue. And I started to sense like, oh, what if this is bad, or if I'm bad? I don't know. I didn't formulate the sentences. I just didn't allow anything to go that far. But the energy, I'm just trying to explain the energy. But it's this self-doubt and self-criticism and that you're not good enough and this is not going to work and this is your this and that. And I'm also working through so much deep energy inside of my belly, my core, my lower abdomen and the lower dantian and this really root. And I know from the past that it's the insecurity that I'm detoxing. And that is what's like in the lower belly for me. And I'm noticing also when Simba now is moving, we're moving the same type of energy. And this doesn't mean that we are insecure people. It just means that there's unprocessed insecurity from deeper layers when we were kids. And our parents both split up. So we are both children from split families. So we're just moving through very deep layers. And when you realize that that energy doesn't have anything to do with who I am, my capacity or my identity or my worth or my value today, then things start to, we can operate from a different level. We can operate from a different awareness. And that's where the emotional maturity also comes in, because I'm not thrown off by these old emotions that makes me feel worthless and useless. I'm like, I see what you're doing. That has nothing to do with me. And I just help the body to process it as quickly as possible and, allow it to take its time. And I'm patient and I'm loving and I'm kind. And then that starts to get out of the way, and the other energy, the clarity and the focus and the happiness and the confidence and all of these energies that we want, then that becomes the natural force. And what I'm noticing, because I'm in all of these different teaching or containers, I have multiple coaches, and I'm paying attention to a lot of other people, what they are doing. But what I'm noticing is that a lot of people are talking about how to change the mindset. So people are talking about the work, but I'm not noticing anyone who has kind of decided to clear it all, so that we don't really need to pay any attention to the past anymore. But that's just an observation, and I don't know if that's true or not. But I'm noticing that it's yeah, that the a lot of the work is on the mindset level. Of course, a lot of people are doing nervous system work as well. But yeah, we'll see. Me and Simba are coming out of this hermit mode after 9 years. So it's like we're experiencing the world again, and we're trying to figure out where's everyone at. And we're realizing that Simba's writing me. No, I'm realizing, oh, lost my train of thoughts because I had notifications on, and I decided to look. Anyway, output fatigue. So it's a nervous system. It's a nervous system regulation thing. And when you go deeper and deeper and deeper, and you look at these energetics, and you can start to release them, then everything starts to shift. However, when we are noticing the output fatigue, so the way that I'm managing it now is to speak to it. And that is one of the biggest things that we don't do. When we feel bad about something, we try to handle it and deal with it, and we put it somewhere. And instead of just bringing it to the surface and talk about it, and the energy dissolves. So that's why I decided to talk about the output fatigue. And also it gave me the realization that I want to do these topics of the fear of being seen, because as I mentioned, I realized that that's a lot about what this work is about. Really making because it's a body thing. We can't overpower this. And that's the point. We have to work with the body. And what do you call it? Exposure therapy, if we want to expand. And that is why I've been building up with all of these trainings and all of these episodes on the balance and the multiple truths, and all of these energetical aspects, and the universal laws and the balance. Because if we are unable to look at ourselves objectively, we're coming from a bias, and that just shifts the whole outcome, and then we're stuck. So it's this ability to look at ourselves with being objective, and not punishing ourselves and saying that we're bad in any sense. We're just looking at a system that has been under so much pressure that it doesn't feel comfortable with this right now. But as we regulate, the body starts to feel more and more comfortable, and I start to work and really look at what is it that is standing in my way. And today it was the output fatigue. And that output fatigue gave me the inspiration of maybe I should bring in a little bit more of this fear of being seen. So I'm so aware that the challenges, so now I'm in a bit of a not challenge. I can just feel it very strongly in my nervous system, and my body is not rejecting going live, but the now I'm, so before it was more about, okay, I feel nervous about going live. Now I know I can go live, that's fine. But now I'm starting to really want to give quality of the output. So as I'm expanding my nervous system and my whole organism and becoming more and more comfortable, then I can focus on the next level. And then I focus on that level, I can focus on the next level. And that is how I prefer to do it, to there's so many aspects of this, to not be afraid of what people might think of me, or if they, feel embarrassed. People who know me feel embarrassed because I'm not perfect. I'm willing to face all of these things because they're just false anyway. It doesn't matter. And so much about the fear of being seen is it doesn't matter. Yes, people are going to think things of me. Yes, people are going to have opinions about me, but it doesn't matter. I can't allow that to hold myself back. That is the shrink to fit again. And I'm just noticing this layers of shrinking to fit. So now I'm in some sort of contraction with the nervous system, and it's triggering something that is new for me in the situation. And it triggers a new level of insecurity, which is good because that means I'm expanding. So I want to reach these stages. That's the point. I've done so much work with myself, so I know that I can hold myself through whatever is coming up because I'm not afraid of being seen. The level of detox symptoms and what I've been working through during these almost 10 years, that's nothing, what would come up here. I would be happy to share. So it's not that. Now it's becoming more of who am I and what is it that I want to do and what is the quality of the work that I want to present. So now I'm going into a new phase because of the output fatigue. And because I was expecting this, I don't know when, I don't know how, I don't have no clue how it's going to show up, but I know how the nervous system works. So I know that as I expand, more and more things are going to come up. And it's going to be more and more interesting because I've done a lot of work. So now the things that are coming up is starting to become a little bit surprising to me as well. So what looks like something bad, oh no, I don't know, output fatigue, that is actually the mud that I'm going through. And if I don't look at it as mud or something bad, or just something that we need to do or that I want to do because I want to expand, then it just gives a completely different aspect to the whole healing, how I am, how to say, yeah, how I relate to it. Mm-hmm. It's all about changing perspectives. It's all about being open. It's all about looking. And when we are going deep enough, then things should start to be unfamiliar. And that is when the real change is coming. When we are not recognizing, when we're when we're in the void, when we are in the infinite field of possibilities. We're leaving uncharted territory. We're leaving common grounds. And that is the real flex for the nervous system, when there's nothing to hold on to, nothing, because the nervous system and the mind is constantly grasping for safety. And to be comfortable in that lack of safety. And it's not a real lack of safety. It's the mind that, because there's nothing to grasp. It's like, oh, everything was dark, then I became afraid. It doesn't mean that there's something there that is dangerous. It's just that it's dark. Similar principle. So the fear of being seen is a very, very, very interesting topic, and it's highly multidimensional. And it's very interesting to work through, because it's so, I mean, multidimensional is really how I would describe it, because I can see how it's related to so many aspects of my life. And as I'm trying to define what it is that I'm doing, I mean, I still, after 64 days, I still I'm still having trouble defining what is it that we're doing here, or what is it that I'm doing here, because it's affecting me on so many different levels. And that's why there's so many different topics, because I'm working on them simultaneously. Not everything at once, but you understand what I mean. So trying to explain what's happening, I'm doing my best. So these 108 days are really my personal initiation. I'm really throwing myself out there, and this is the arena that my purpose combined with my levels where I needed to expand. So everyone has their own arena. YouTube was apparently mine. No, but public speaking in front of a crowd could be one way. I mean, just showing up on social media is one way. There's so many ways, and it goes deep. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. This is all we're seeing today. I'm going to head over to Simba and continue to work with him a little bit today. Friday. Happy vibes. I mean, the happiness is where we want to go, right? We want to clear the feeling inside that keeps us from experiencing the freedom in the body, the freedom in the experience. Even though it's not going to be happy all the time, we want to have most of that happy feeling. So it, at least if I'm walking outside, of course, I'm affected by whatever is going on outside of me, but at least I'm not carrying it with me everywhere I go. That's the point. Okay. If you enjoy my work, like and subscribe. I would be super happy, and I will return tomorrow. 64. Oh, thank you. Sending you lots of love, and I will see you tomorrow.